Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. And it is Tuesday night at 8, so it is time for our live event. If you are on, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. Give me a thumbs up. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hey, Beverly. Welcome. Yes, Zoom was giving me a bit of a fit this evening. And the third time was the charm. I had to try to go live 3 times, but I made it. Yay, we're here. We are here, and I've got 2 great fun folds for you tonight. So I'm excited to share those with you. Hopefully you guys have had a good day. Hi, Verna. Hi, Julie. Good to see you guys. Hi, Betty. Hey, Debbie. A beautiful sunny day in Vermont. Awesome. It was kind of sunny here. The snow was melting that we got, surprisingly, overnight on Sunday night into Monday. But it was still cold. I had to go outside and search for something, and it was a little chilly out there. But yeah, not too bad. All right. Well, let's get right to it tonight. How about that? First of all, these are the cards that we did during our Paper Pumpkin event last Tuesday night. And these were the alternates that we made. And the winner of these is Jan Napoli. And I don't know if I saw Jan hop on or not, but actually, Jan, congratulations, first of all. And I decided I'm just going to give both the Mossy Meadow and the Basic Gray, since I'm not going to try to mail the boxes. But Jan, I'm going to see you tomorrow at class. So I'm just going to hang on to these and give them to you at class. How about that? Hi, Valerie. Good to see you. Thank you for sharing, Betty. I appreciate that. Beverly, where are you watching from? And then, of course, I just want to talk about, hi, Sheila. Good to see you. A little bit about this beautiful thank you kit. Hey, Connie. Good to see everybody. This was released on January 5th, and it is really a cool kit. First of all, I love the colors because it's the rainbow colors, right? And there's some purples in there. I love the hearts, the polka dots, and the swirl, if you will. The really cool thing about this is if you have somebody, a younger person who wants to get involved in stamping, maybe an older person who feels like they can't stamp because their hands shake a little bit, or somebody that doesn't have a lot of space to store stamping supplies, this is the perfect kit for them. Hello, Marilyn from Chile, Alabama. Oh my, yes. This is the perfect kit for them because the greetings are already stamped for you. So everything is basically there just for you to put it together and make some really cute cards with it. And it's $13, right? So there's not a lot of stuff to store after the fact. They may have a few embellishments left and maybe a little baker's twine, but for the most part, they're going to make 3 cards of 3 different designs with the envelopes, the coordinating envelopes that they're going to want to use. So really fun kit. I forgot to order it on the 5th when I ordered all my other goodies. So I'm probably going to wait till next week and I'll be putting an order in. So if you don't want to go online and order it or order it directly through me, I will have some probably in the next couple of weeks available as cash and carry right here out of my studio. So you can always stop by and pick one up that way if you're local to me. But yeah, it's a great kit and I'm excited about that one because we always need thank you cards, especially at this time of the year, right? I'm still writing thank you cards out. And then, of course, the mini catalog and celebration are live. Yay, we've been live now for just a few days, right? Today's the 10th, so for 5 days, not even a full week yet. Beautiful things. I can now flip through the catalog. I don't have to hide it, right? Hide the inside. Beautiful products in here that we're going to have a lot of fun playing with. But I'm sad because we don't have as much time to play out of this catalog as we normally do, right? So if you didn't notice, the mini catalog is only going to run from January through April of 2023. Then the new annual catalog will be releasing in May, which, oh my God, that's right around the corner, guys. I know it seems like it's a far piece off. We're going to blink and we're going to be into the new catalog. So yeah, so we're going to do as much as we can out of this, but it is a shorter time period for us. So if there's lots of things that you want out of here, it might be a great time during celebration to place some of those larger orders because there's lots of beautiful papers in celebration. There's some really fun, excuse me, fun stamp sets. I love this paper. I love all the papers in here. I think they're all very cool. They coordinate with stamp sets out of the mini catalog as well, which is fabulous. The on the farm or the day at the farm is the paper. Hey, did you notice, by the way, that the stamps and the dies all have the same name now? Yes, we've only been asking for that for years. I remember when it used to be that way, and then they changed it, and now we've finally brought it back. So I'm excited about that. We're actually playing with the Dainty Flowers paper tonight. And then there's cute little owls that we've played with over on my Facebook channel or page, as well as those Thanks a Bunch. And I know everybody's going, who needs a carrot stamp set? Just you wait. I'm going to show you why you need that carrot stamp set. Now, if you have a really big order, and it's like more than $100, then you might want to consider the starter kit promotion, right? So the join kit, the starter kit, whatever you want to call it. I've been around almost 19 years, or maybe it is 19 years. I always lose track. I've never seen a deal like this. So right now, during celebration, so January and February only, the deal is you get your choice of $175 of Stampin' Up! Product. It can be out of the mini catalog. It can be out of the annual catalog. It can't be out of the celebration catalog because, of course, you earn those for free with purchases. But the mini catalog or the annual catalog, it can be off the clearance rack. It can be off the kit list. Anything that is for sale, right, is eligible to be included in your 175 of product for just 129. Plus, you are going to get the new Boho Blue mini embossing machine. How cool is that? So this is a sneak peek. If you haven't seen this, this is going to be a new in color that's going to be releasing in the May catalog. This will be 2325, one of the 2325 in colors. So you get that, you get 175 in product for $129. The machine alone is $63, right? So that's just about half of your 129, plus you get 175 in free. If blue isn't your thing, you don't like this particular color, then you can get the white mini machine, the standard one that's in the annual catalog. Same price, 129 plus the 175 in free, or not free product, but in product of your choice. Or if you really don't care for a mini embossing machine, you don't see that you have a use for it, then you can get just $175 in product for only $99 plus tax, right? Stampin' Up! Even picks up the shipping and handling. So it's a really good deal, which is why I say to you, if you have an order that's over $100 or you have a wish list with over $100 in product, why not take advantage? Join my stellar stamper team. Long distance, close by, doesn't matter. Get some toys at a discount. That's why I signed up all those years ago. I just wanted a discount, right? You never know where it'll take you. All right, now enough of that. We are going to stamp. But if you do have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. And I don't pressure anybody on my team to do anything special, right? I just love sharing this amazing craft with people. Okay, so let me show you the first one that we're going to make. This is our fun fold. This is a diagonal gatefold card. This has been around for a while. Well, hello there, Janine. How are you feeling tonight? We're going to bring in some of the framed florets on here for our belly band. And then that slides off and it opens up and we have wishes for a beautiful birthday on the inside. So I love little cards like this. I think they're just a little extra something special. And then the belly band just slides right back down over that. So let's do that. I'm not even going to close that up right now because we're going to do that. Let me show you those dainty. If you haven't had a chance to see them in person yet, here are the Dainty Flower papers. So a lot of watercolor action going on the back of that one with the very pretty images. This is actually the page that I used to create our card tonight. And then this one, which I love, right? Because you can cut this down to have your card front at 4 inches, put a greeting up here on a label or a matted label, maybe add an embellishment or two, and you've got a really quick card. And then you have the section over here, the 2-inch section that you can add as an accent on a card front. Can I flip that over? Oh, look at that. Nice, pretty old olive, I think. And then just the images in the greens with some fresh freesia polka dots. This is also a great one. You cut that oval out, stamp your greeting on the inside, pop that in the center of your card front. That's your focal image. More watercolor action. Larger images on this piece. Blackberry Bliss, Crushed Curry, Starry Sky, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, I think. And then this one has that fresh freesia background with maybe the Blackberry Bliss and then the Starry Sky on the back of that. So very, very pretty papers. Love all of them. And let's get started on this card. Who already has a pack of the Dainty Flowers paper in their stash? Oh, thanks, Janine. She is on my team. All right, so 5.5 by 12. You do not have to write measurements down if you've never made this card before and you want to come back and make it. You'll have the video to watch, plus all the measurements will be down below the video. Once I'm off of here, we'll get them loaded for you. Okay, so this is 5.5 by 12. We're going to score this at 2 inches. Four inches. 8 inches. And 10 inches. So pretty easy to remember, 2, 4, 8, and 10. Then we're going to grab a ruler. We'll bring that back in a minute. And we are going to measure, oh, excuse me. We are going to measure 2 3/4 from the bottom edge on both sides. Okay, and I have a little mechanical pencil here. Just going to make a little tick mark. Do the same thing on this corner, 2 3/4. Okay. I'm going to bring the paper trimmer back in, and I just love our paper trimmer. Of course, we have the scoring blade that we use. Now we're going to use the cutting blade. It's always a good idea to push that cutting blade out of the way when you're scoring, though, I have to say. All right, so I'm lining up the tick mark that I made along with, I'm just going to give this a little crease so I can see it a little bit better, along with my 4-inch score line. There's my tick mark. There's my 4-inch score line. I think that looks pretty good. Let me just tweak it a bit there. And then we're just going to cut that piece away. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to line up that 4-inch, or in this case, this is the 8-inch, right? You could just score 2 and 4 from each end. That would work as well. Hash mark, 4-inch into the cutting track. We should have a fairly equitable cut. Okay. Now I'm going to lay these aside for a second. We're going to crease these. I think we're done with the score and trimmer. We're going to grab a bone folder. Give our creases. So the one closest to the centers folds over, if you were closing the card, right? And then the shorter ones, or the 2-inch ones, we're going to fold back. Just like so. There as well. And of course, the better you crease, the flatter it's all going to lay, right? You have the paper. Sheila has the paper. Awesome. I love it. This is one of my favorites right now. I've made a lot of projects with this one. It's a good one. Tis a good one. And both sides are so, so pretty, right? Okay, now, did you notice the little wishes for a beautiful birthday in there? Well, I did that with the oval frame in the framed florets and the dies, the stamp set and the dies. So it is this guy. Oh, look, I didn't take my outside piece out. So when you cut this one, I usually just bang it on something and it loosens up. Of course, tonight it's not going to do that for me. So then we get our trusty handy duty take your pick tool, and I'll keep that for another project, just like I have this one in here. This is the oval that I used to create that oval in the card. And we get a lot of ovals out of this set. So that was one of the geometric shapes that we were kind of missing. The stylish shapes has the banners and the squares and the circles, but we didn't have ovals. And actually, let's go ahead and grab, I think it's that piece. We'll need that to cut out our image that we're going to stamp and die cut. So this was the special offer that was a pre-release last fall. And of course, the bundle or the stamps and the dies did make it into the mini catalog. All right, so we have a stamped image here that we're going to stamp on a piece of scrap. We're going to do that in Memento, because we're going to color that with blends. Remember, when you're coloring with blends, the color ink of choice is the black Memento. But I will tell you that there are some colors in our classic inks that you can use, but it's a trial and error. So I would test it before you tried it. Test before you drive, just to make sure that the color that you want to stamp in, for instance, Mossy Meadow, Soft Suede, I think are two that work. Do not bleed when you apply the alcohol ink, right? Ideally, you want something that is going to hold up and not smear, smudge, or bleed. So I am taking the easy route tonight. I'm not worrying about doing a lot of shading. I'm just coloring in the leaves with the light old olive, which is one of the colors that's in the designer series paper. And you can shade if you like. You could use the light and dark markers and make the long skinny leaves one color and the more full leaves another color. You could add some color to the berries if you like. We're going to keep it really simple tonight. I will do a little shading with the fresh freesia on the flowers themselves. For the centers, I'm going to use the Orchid Opulence. And that's the light of the Orchid Opulence. And then we're just going to do our shading. So when I do shading, I tend to start with the dark first. This is the dark fresh freesia. I also tend to do the back where a petal, a leaf, no, try again. A petal on a flower is flipped over. I'll use the darker shade. And I also use the darker shade on those fabulous hash marks that the artist put into the stamp for us. All right, I love that they make it easy and we don't have to do a lot of thinking. I just feel like I need to either do a song or a joke or something when I'm coloring, because it's kind of like watching paint dry, isn't it? But I didn't come prepared tonight. I was actually on a call and kind of threw my schedule off a little bit, getting ready for tonight. Hi, Carol. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So then we're just going to come back in, fill, and I run over those darker shades just to blend them in a little bit. And if I want more delineation when I'm done, then I'll go back over it with the dark. But what you want to try to do is not have a line of light, dark, right? I kind of want them to become friends and play nicely in the sandbox together, so to speak. I've also been using a lot of the light Blackberry Bliss with the Fresh Freesia if I really want even a darker shading. They pair very nicely together. So if you haven't tried that color combination, you might want to give that a whirl. Here we go. Pull that color out a little bit. I think we're good. I think we'll leave that just like that. We will die cut that. And I have my die cutting machine next to me. So I'm just going to take this over there to do this and get it lined up. And then, so I was going to say, somebody move my tape. I love my Post-it note tape to hold my pieces in place when I'm die cutting. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there, run this through, and I'll be right back on camera with you. But this way, I'm not bringing a machine into the camera, shaking it. You know, I don't want to make you seasick. No seasick. So there's our pretty flower. The tape is reusable, so I just tend to stick it on my machine, and it's ready for me the next time. I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow. I thought I had it right there. It's not. So let me grab that. So we're going to stamp our words in Mossy Meadow, both to celebrate on the outside and the wishing you a beautiful birthday on the inside. So we'll start with the wishing you a beautiful birthday. I'm going to keep it up towards the top. So there is a spot for you to sign the inside of the card, right? Hi, Jen. Good to see you. And this is just going to get mounted with some seal. What kind of cards do you make the most of, guys? Do you do a lot of birthday cards, or do you do thank you, thinking of you? What's your favorite, well, favorite or most stamped card? How's that? And then, because I don't know about you, but every time I try to score a belly band, it does not necessarily come out where I want it. So we're going to wrap. And this allows me to crease with my hand as I go around. And get it lined up perfectly. And then you can use tear and tape, you can use Tombow liquid glue, you can use your seal or your Seal Plus, whatever your tape of choice is, to close your belly band, right? So again, I'm just going to make sure that I'm nice, not so snug that I won't be able to slide it, right? But that it's straight as well. All right, so there's our belly band, and then we're going to put our flowers on, not upside down, preferably, so that we cover the seam where the belly band is, and we're going to stamp Celebrate over here, and I am going to pull it off to stamp that. Christmas, oh yes, thinking of you on birthday cards, yeah, thinking of you. Yes, well, Christmas, I think probably that would be most people's, right? I know that's probably what I shouldn't say that. I do stamp a lot of cards all year long. All right, so we're going to put Celebrate on here. I'm going to lay my flower on just so I kind of have an idea. Not upside down. That would be good. That Celebrate comes out of the flowered, sorry, the framed florets as well. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. I haven't done a card with a belly band for a while. Actually, it's been a minute or two since I've done some fun folds with y'all. But I thought it was time because I enjoy the fun folds. I really do. And I picked two of the simpler ones to get us started again. This one's not very difficult to create. And there we go. There is our pretty card. And you could add a few embellishments on there, some gems if you so wished. And then on the inside, we have the wishes for a beautiful birthday. And the background is a nice light shade. So if you wanted to write more inside, you absolutely could. It would be very visible to someone, right? Mostly birthday. Okay. All right, so there you go. Great way to use your 12 by 12 paper because again, it is a 5.5 by 12 inch piece for your base. And then your belly band is just 1 by 9. So you can get lots of belly bands out of a piece of basic white. And I'm really making this, there we go, really making this look harder than it is to slide that belly band on. All right, so there we have our first project. And then I have a second one to show you. I will show you another little trick. I chose not to do it on this particular card. But if you really wanted to add some additional interest, you could take and wrap your pieces around. The only problem with this particular design is they're upside down, right? So you have to make sure when you cut that you cut it accurately. But it just does add a little bit more of a zigzag to the front, right? You do the same thing on this side. And then your belly band could be right in the center. The flowers could be right there. But I opted to leave them off because I thought it might detract a little bit away from the belly band. And because if you don't cut it the right direction, so you would want to cut from the bottom instead of the top, you get an upside down pattern. Now, if you have an overall pattern, that doesn't matter, right? All right, so that's project number 1. And remember, guys, give me a thumbs up, comment if you're watching, and share the video. Even leave me comments, give me thumbs up, subscribe, all those things after the fact if you're watching the replay, because those get you entered into the drawing for the cards. All right, we are going to go create a card with Seaside Bay. So I'm a beach person. How about you guys? And I love, love, love this designer series paper. I love the shells that are in that set. And then this card is what we call a double front flap card. So it opens up like that. It sits up very nicely, okay? And it can kind of stay open. The flap stays open, but I chose to emboss this. You could actually put another stamped image on here if you like. I used the embossing folder from the other seashell suite. This is just called Seashells, to create that flap. And then I decided to put my focal image on the inside instead of right here on this section. So let me show you how we're going to make this. This is a fairly easy one as well. I'll show you that paper first because it is gorgeous. All right, so this is the By the Bay 6x6 designer series paper. You've got some metallics, as you can see. See that sheen and shimmer on those oyster shells. Okay, and then we have just a geometric shaped pattern with more shine. I love this piece. I wish we had a whole pack of that, right? Because we'll go through that in no time. And then some gold foiled image on this side for around the crabs and the little shells and the little birds, sandpipers, I guess they are. Another pretty soft sea foam, balmy blue. What are the colors here? Soft sea foam, balmy blue, coastal cabana, bent macaron, night of navy, petal pink, pool party, and Sahara sand. Fish. There's some of our balmy blue. That is a gorgeous piece. Beautiful colors in that one. Got some wave action going on. And just a nice gold foil pattern. I love how this foil picks up iridescent colors. I don't know if it's showing on camera, but I've got some like really vibrant blues and greens and pinks and reds in there. And then this piece as well. There is our oyster shells in the pretty pinks and blues without the shimmer. But we've got some silver foil action going on the back of the Night of Navy. Love, love, love. Another great ocean piece with a sand barge. Oh, that's a dupe. Well, no, it's not. Must be just, I don't know. I thought I saw that before. The little sandpipers. And then those fish again. I know it's not a dupe, but let's look at, oh, this one's blue and this one is crumb cake. That's the difference, pool party and crumb cake. And then we have the petal pink with the pool party, the gold foil, the pretty shells. And then another nice pattern in crumb cake and some more water effect look. So I do love, hi Eileen, good to see you. Thanks for watching. Hi Corinne, thank you for sharing. I do love this whole collection. The whole suite is just fabulous. But then again, I am a beach girl, although I haven't been to the beach in a while. And the last time we tried to go, the pandemic broke out. We haven't tried since. So, all right. Let us start with Night of Navy base. Again, the measurements will be below, but this is 6 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So a standard card front, just with part of the front flap missing. We have 1 3/4 by 5 1/4 on the designer series paper. And then we have, this is, I think it's, well, I know it's 8. I don't know how wide it is. Again, it'll be beneath. It is 5 1/4. So we are going to emboss that front flap with the Seashells embossing folder. And this is a 3D folder. So I am going to lay it in like this so that I'm sure I get coverage on the front flap. Okay. And I'm going to run it through the machine like this. Since it is a 3D folder, the only sandwich pieces that I need are my platform, right? And then without the thin adapter, my embossing folder with my cardstock in it, and then our specialty plate. So yours might be gray, it might be blue if you still have the older machine with the blue acrylic plate. That is what would be considered your specialty plate, and that's what you would use with your 3D embossing folders. There we have our seashells. That's eventually going to get mounted in there. We're going to bring in our 2 layers of Night of Navy. And I'm going to grab the balmy blue. Did I show you the stamp set? I'm not sure I did. So there's the Seaside Bay stamp set. Got all those great images. Got some speckled sand. You've got sand with the seashells, the crab, the pearl in the shell, the sandpiper, the trio of sandpipers, and some greetings. We're going to use your pearl, rare and precious. And then here are all the dies. And the really, really cool thing is this little image, this stamp coordinates with the 3 little shells in there. So you can actually cut the shells out separately and have 3 little shells or extra shells. And you've got some extra clam shells, right? Some grasses along to go in here. This really fun little clam shell as well with some 3D dimensionalized effect on it. So it's a great set. I love this for, creating your sand line or your water line. Lots of fun. Again, we only have 4 months to play with this. Oh, thank you, Julie. I love that DSP too. I do. All right, so let me pull out the stamps. You are a pearl, rare and precious. So we're going to have a thank you card here. We're going to stamp the clamshell on a different piece and die cut it just to have a little dimension. We're going to do the Night of Navy for that. And I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but after I cut that out, we're going to add some Wink of Stella to the, I added it to the shell, but now I'm thinking maybe I should add it to the pearl. What do you think? Should I do Wink of Stella on the shell or the pearl? While I cut this one out, leave me a comment and let me know what you think we should do. So, it's a little contrary. See how this comes out. It slipped only once, and I think as I saw it going under the wheels, it slipped again. Oh, it did slip again, but I think we'll be all right. It's forgiving because we're putting it on a piece of basic white, right? I know. I hope they do. That would be great. All right. I see 3 votes for pearl. So we're going with just the pearl this time. So, and I didn't do it right away. I wanted the Night of Navy ink. Classic ink dries almost immediately upon hitting your cardstock. But when you're going to add something like Wink of Stella, you want to do it quickly and with a lighter hand, because it will bleed your inks, right? So, and again, that is this is a relatively new wink, so it's got a lot of glitz and glimmer on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks really cool. And then I will usually, if I had a piece of paper laying here, wait, I have a Post-it note. I just take my wink and make sure that I don't have any blue ink left in it or whatever color I just went over, right? Why not both? Well, I could have done both, but I was kind of going for something to cause it to stand out. So we're going to stay with the pearl. And this one, we did that one in the shell. And I am going to grab some dimensionals. Oh, well, I didn't intend to grab 2 right then and there, but that's okay. We can make that work. Okay. Pop that on there. This is another card that is a wow card. Your friends will be so impressed, but it really doesn't take you a tremendous amount of time. The cuts are fairly straightforward. Okay. Now, on the inside of the card, I did a thank you for everything, and I did that in the balmy blue, and I put those seashells and sand across the bottom in crumb cake. We're going to grab a piece of scrap paper here so that I don't extend beyond my cardstock onto my desktop. And then our thank you. Which apparently I pulled out because it's, is this it? There it is. And again, I'm going to keep that closer to the top so that you have a place to write your name, but there is a lot of white space around it as well. So you could do that. You have extra space to write a message if you so chose. I think on some of them it is, Julie. I think the pearl does have some of that pearlescent effect on it. This one did not because I stamped it, right? But just the way it's designed, it looks a little bit more shimmery. Okay. So we are just about done with this one too, guys. And I am just realizing, just kind of crazy, I did not use any bling on this card either. And I rarely make a card without bling. I guess the Wink of Stella counts as a little bling, right? All right, so I'm just going to try to center that in there. Close that up. I am comfortable with the strength of seal. If you are not and would prefer to use your Seal Plus or your Tombow liquid glue, whatever your glue of choice is, that's what you would want to put this together with. For once, I was prepared for my seal to run out while I was with you, and I had one waiting in standby. How about that? Right. And then we're just going to put adhesive on the back left side of our tag, or our focal image, if you will, because we don't want to seal our card shut. We want folks to be able to see that pretty, pretty embossing. And there we go. Double front flap fold. How cute is that? That's the perfect set to do this card with because you have lots of options. And then here was our diagonal gatefold card that we did tonight together. I hope you enjoyed those, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the comments, the thumbs up. If you shared, I appreciate that. And if you're not a subscriber, I would love for you to hit that bell or hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified. I'm live on YouTube every Tuesday night at 8 and over on Facebook at 10 on Thursdays and 8 on Sunday evenings. You can find me over there under Lori Staley, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Until next time, guys, have a great week and be safe. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.